Hey everyone, Brayden here coming to you with a breaking Disney news update as Disney has just officially announced what I told you guys 3 months ago now. It is no longer a rumor. The previously teased Monsters, Inc. themed land headed to Disney's Hollywood Studios, it is going to be replacing the Muppet Courtyard at Walt Disney World. We just got this brand new artwork which aligns almost perfectly with what we were expecting, what we've been talking about for months now, repurposing the existing Muppet Courtyard, expanding it a bit, and then out the back they are adding a new ride building, a gravity building out the back of the courtyard where you'll have the new roller coaster. This is wild stuff, you guys. It is now confirmed that the historic Muppet Vision 3D show, one of the best theatrical experiences you can find at Walt Disney World, it is officially going to be removed and the building is going to be gutted and there's going to be a new show put in there, a new Monsters, Inc. themed show. One thing that I got wrong is I previously suggested to you guys that this land might include the Monsters, Inc. laugh floor, that they would move that over from the Magic Kingdom. Evidently, Disney does not want another vacancy in Tomorrowland like we've had with Stitch's Great Escape for how many years now? It's just insane. So Disney announced today that this new show replacing Muppet Vision 3D is going to be an all-new one themed to Monsters, Inc. It'll be very interesting to see what they come up with there. And then down at the end of the courtyard, that's where they are going to be building into the present backstage area behind Muppets and perhaps even into the current parking area to construct a brand new building which will house the suspended roller coaster through the Monsters, Inc. door factory. We got art for at D23, and also at D23 a few months back we got this model, a very impressionistic model, definitely not to scale or what it's actually going to look like when it's done, but it gives you an idea of the track layout for this suspended coaster. One thing that I have to say I do like about this plan, and this is just sort of an aesthetic thing, is I like that the Monsters, Inc. factory, which you're going to enter to get to the suspended coaster, it looks very three-dimensional in this new aerial we have of the area. I was worried that by the time we actually get this, it would end up being pretty two-dimensional, like we saw with Ratatouille, for example, over at Epcot, where they definitely did some value engineering, as they call it, on that facade, where some of it is very flat and two-dimensional. That does not appear to be the case here. Getting back to the headlines here, we have another big announcement to get to. So I think the reason that Disney held back saying where the Monsters, Inc. land was going to go, even though they knew at the D23 Expo exactly where this was going to go, I think the reason they waited is because you don't want to announce to fans that you are replacing a classic attraction, you're getting rid of the Muppets area, and then you don't have anything to follow that up with. So why I think Disney waited till now to announce this is because at the time of D23, I don't think Disney had finalized their plans on where to move the Muppets. That's right, the Muppets aren't totally leaving Disney's Hollywood Studios. Their current area, their current land is being gutted and completely repurposed, and now it's going to be Monsters themed. But you can't just say, oh, the Muppets are done. You know, you have to give the Muppets fans something. They are very, very passionate about the Muppets, those Muppets fans. So in today's announcement from Disney, in the very same announcement where they deliver the sad news of Muppet Vision 3D, soon to be no more, they announced that the Muppets will be moving to Rock and Roller Coaster on the other side of Disney's Hollywood Studios, replacing Aerosmith on the ride. Disney says, quote, to make way for the monsters, Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, and more of their friends will be moving right along to Sunset Boulevard. But there's more to the story. The Muppets will be taking over Rock and Roller Coaster, teaming up with some of music's biggest stars for a rock and music festival. We know so many of you share our love for the Muppets and know their energy will be a perfect fit for this coaster. Plus, as the first Disney ride ever to feature the Muppets, there's sure to be laughter, screams, and new tunes for this attraction for fans to enjoy throughout the adventure, and plenty of Muppets-themed merchandise on Sunset Boulevard. In the meantime, there's still enough time to catch a super stretch limo to enjoy Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith and catch Muppet Vision 3D again before their final curtain calls. So at the end there, it kind of seems like Disney's saying, we're announcing this stuff now, but it's still a little bit of a ways away. This is still in early development. There are no dates or timelines provided here on when Aerosmith's version of Rock and Roller Coaster is closing or when the Muppet Vision 3D attraction will be closing. They also haven't mentioned when we can expect to actually get these new attractions, when they will open. I would suspect Rock and Roller Coaster, which is still early on in development, this update, I think once they have the music recorded and all of that, I think it is going to be a very swift update. I think Disney will be pushing for the fastest turnaround time possible. That ride is a people eater, so operations definitely wants that coaster online as much as possible, especially given the removing capacity walling off the Muppet Courtyard at Disney's Hollywood Studios. These projects, as far as I know, are still in the middle of their development. There's still quite a lot that they need to do, a lot of work that they need to do. There's no permits for staging areas yet, or permits with the regulatory body submitted or anything like that yet. And then once they actually do have all that stuff put together, which is probably going to be months and months from now, then they have to go about closing the existing attractions, walling them off, then doing demolition work at the Muppet Courtyard. So it's going to be a process. If I had to guess, Monsters Inc. land, we're probably looking at 2028. If I want to do sort of like a right in the middle guess there. You know, if it takes them a really long time to start the project, we could be talking even later than that. But I would say 2028 is my current prediction there. On Aerosmith being replaced by Animal and the Muppets, as I said, it might be a bit till that work actually starts, but when it does, I think Disney will be as fast as possible doing that switchover, and it's not the most complicated thing ever. You're talking about swapping out some cutouts along the ride track, you're talking about some new stuff in the queue, you're talking about updated signage, and changing the music that is playing on the speakers on the ride vehicles. That's definitely the core of the idea. Moving Muppets over there is it's not going to cost Disney much to switch over, and the Aerosmith contract was nearing its expiration. So that's Disney's plan here, you guys. I can't say I'm too surprised about any of this, and the people who've been watching this channel for at least a few months, you aren't surprised either. What did I tell you months ago? The Animation Courtyard, which is where this Monsters Inc. land should have gone, it is home to one of Disney's big office spaces on Walt Disney World property. They're already short on office space on property. A lot of people are working out of trailers right now at Walt Disney World. This 4-story office building has a lot of things in it that Disney relies on and uses all the time. It has a recording studio. It has all these different departments that work out of there. Is it a poor use of theme park real estate? Yes. Criminally so, I think. This whole area should be filled with attractions. It is prime theme park real estate. You can put an office anywhere. Guests pay to come to this place, and part of the park is being used as corporate office space. That could be anywhere else, but that is the situation. So Muppet Courtyard it was. And the fans who were saying, Brayden, there's no way they replaced the Muppet Courtyard. Monsters, it's going to go to the animation area. I think what they were basing that on is off of the fact that cast members were reporting that they were being told to vacate their office at the animation building. And confirmation bias made people think, oh, that means that Disney is demolishing the animation building to put in Monsters, Inc. What actually was happening there is Disney is so short on office space, they had to move people out of that building and do a game of musical chairs and move other departments into the building. So the Imagineering team doing these updates at Disney's Hollywood Studios, they have a place to work. That's the reality of the situation on the ground. Is it magical? No, not exactly, but understanding what's actually going on, as I really try to do to the best of my ability on this channel. I'm not always right, but I really try to do the best job that I can in understanding what's going on so that, like in this case, we are able to predict with a pretty good batting average what is going to happen next and bring it to you guys before anyone else. You can't have rose-colored glasses and just assume, oh, Disney will do the greatest, best thing ever, the thing that's most logical and the most expensive. They're not demolishing a massive office building. They are going to do the most cost-effective thing, like reusing buildings in the current Muppet area for a Monsters area and switching out the signage and music over at Rock and Roller Coaster to assuage the Muppets fans. That's what's happening. Let me know what you guys think about this announcement from Disney. I will say I am happy that they are doing something at Disney's Hollywood Studios. That park definitely needs some love, but it's not just a matter of Disney doing things, it's also the substance. And one place that really was already good on substance and did not need a change I think was the perfect oasis that is the Muppet Courtyard area. That is an awesome area and I will definitely miss it. R.I.P. Pizza Rizzos. Be sure to subscribe with those notifications on to stay on top of all the latest Disney news. Also, be sure to check out our new video that I just put out. I posted it last night, a Mickey Views special report that is quite extensive where we dive deep into the financial health of the Walt Disney Company, where I visualize for you the incoming wave of capital investment that Disney is promising that we can thank for these announcements that we got today. If you'd like to support the creation of these videos, be sure to check out patreon.com/MickeyViews, where you too can become an executive producer here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. From the Mickey Views Magic Studio, this is Brayden. Have a magical day.